hate to say it, but I got Union County by 35. Fort White's just it's going to be a struggle with them after the season they had, and Union County just looks real good this year.
The thing about Fort White is it's really a one-player team in general. Their quarterback is very talented, but there really isn't a whole lot around him, and pretty much they're lucky to be where they are right now because last week they were trailing to Brantford before their quarterback Tyler Jefferson scored on a diving touchdown run with like 12 seconds left in the game to take the lead. I don't think Fort White's going to be that close when it gets to the end of the game this week. I'm going to say Union County by 28 plus.
Okay. Madison County travels to Hilliard. Hilliard had an undefeated season. They've definitely improved a lot. Definitely, I think one of the best small schools in the 904, North Florida area. But Madison County, with a 7-2 record, they were still really strong. But I think Madison County is going to win by 21 over Hilliard.
It definitely sucks for Hilliard because they really, because really 1A does need some like serious threats, and with Pahokee not being in the 1A playoffs this year, Madison lost most likely their biggest threat. So I'm hoping that Hilliard could put up a fight here, but if history's proven us anything, it's that Madison pretty much runs 1A year to year with relative ease. So I'm going to say Madison by at least 21 here.
Okay. The next one is Wildwood at Newberry. Wildwood, they've had some talent for a small school, but they've looked like they've had some struggles too, especially on offense. I really think Newberry's going to win this one by 28 because Newberry's also a really strong small school as well. I think they're also a potential state playoff contender as well, like state championship contenders.
I think I would say probably Newberry by 21 here. I think this will be a relatively easy win for them, though. Fort Meade at Hawthorne. Fort Meade, they used to be very strong in 1A. They had a couple rough years, but they really seemed to storm back into being competitive again this year. Hawthorne obviously had a very talented team last year, and they're right there again trying to make a run at it. Hawthorne at home, though, I think that'll give them the edge. I'll say Hawthorne by 4 here.
I think it'll be a closer game, too, because I know Hawthorne's had a few struggles. But, Fort Meade, they look like they're trying to be on a come-up, to get back into the later stretch of the playoffs. But I think Hawthorne will win by 7.
All right. That was most of the high school games, but we'll hit on some college games and pro games for this week. I'll start with, I guess, Indiana at Ohio State. Both are undefeated, but yikes. I feel bad for Indiana. This is their best year since, I believe, 87. But having to go at Ohio State, that's going to be a real tough one. I'm going to say Ohio State by probably 10 here.
I'm actually going to say Ohio State by 21. They're just too strong. I don't think Indiana will be able to handle them.
Here's one of the Sun Belt, Appalachian State at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina's been off to a pretty hot start, starting 7-0 and getting their highest ranking in program history. They're at home, and I'll take Coastal Carolina by 10 here.
I got State by 14. I think they'll come out really strong. Because Coastal Carolina's been a fun team to watch. I don't know if you've seen some of their videos and stuff, but they've been a fun team to watch. But I think App State will come out and beat them.
Another battle of undefeateds in the Big Ten. Wisconsin at Northwestern. This one's interesting because Wisconsin obviously played half the games Northwestern has, and Northwestern's at home. Most people are going to take Wisconsin. I'm going to give Northwestern a slight edge. I'll probably regret it later, but we'll give it a shot. Northwestern by 3, and I guess technically an upset over Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin will come out and win by 21 because Northwestern, they're not that great this year. I think though Wisconsin will just pull a strong lead at the beginning and then win by 21.
Cincinnati at UCF. The battle, I guess, of two American Conference teams that have had playoff aspirations for the last few years. Though I think Cincinnati is actually a lot closer to having a shot at it than UCF ever was, even during their undefeated streak. I think Cincinnati's going to come out in this game and want to prove a point, and really they need to pretty much blow out the teams down the stretch to have themselves a shot. I'm going to say Cincinnati comes out determined and beats UCF by 21 points.
Nope. I think UCF. I really think UCF's actually got a great team this year. I'm going to go with UCF by 28.
Have you watched Cincinnati this year?
I mean, I watched Cincinnati. I think they're good, but I think UCF's going to come out. And I don't think Cincinnati's going to be able to hang with them this year.
All right. Tennessee at Auburn should be a decent game. I don't think Auburn really is as good as they're ranked right now. From what I saw, they really should have lost to Arkansas, and then they went out and got beaten by South Carolina of all teams. Tennessee's definitely underperformed, but I would say right now, I guess I'll give Auburn a 3-point win, but I would not be surprised if they found a way to blow this game.
I actually think Auburn will win by 10. They still, despite how their season has been so far, I don't think it'll be a struggle for them against these guys. It's Auburn. I mean, shoot, the way they're playing, they have potential to beat Alabama this year, I think, still too.
Okay, now that's a bold prediction. Oklahoma State at Oklahoma, the Belton Bowl. This one should be very interesting. For some reason, it seems like Oklahoma is actually favored in this game, despite the fact that Oklahoma State's ranked higher and has one less loss. But considering the recent history, I believe Oklahoma's won 8 of the last 10 games. It's going to be tough to go against them, especially at home, so I guess I can understand that. I guess I'll give Oklahoma the 3-point win here.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma by 24. I don't think Oklahoma State will be able to try and defeat these guys. Oklahoma's still a strong team. So I don't think, like I said, the Cowboys won't be able to hang with them, even though Oklahoma State's improving. But Oklahoma's just been a powerhouse the last few years. I mean, I think it's just simply Oklahoma's year to beat them again. And I think maybe in the future, the way things are going, Oklahoma State could potentially beat Oklahoma like in the rivalry game, but it's just not. I don't think it's going to happen this year, though.
You're going to probably hate me for this one. Michigan at Rutgers. This one's kind of interesting. From what I could tell, Rutgers has put up a better fight in some of these Big Ten games than they have in the past, and Michigan seems to be dropping rapidly. I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that this could be one of those games that we might see a significant upset. I'm thinking Rutgers might actually win this one.
I'm gonna go with Michigan by 14, not by much, like it would be like it's been in the past where Michigan was blowing them out. But yeah, clearly they look rough this year, so I think they'll still win, but it'll probably be by 2 touchdowns.
Liberty at 8-0 at North Carolina State. This one should be interesting. I see apparently North Carolina State's favored. Liberty's coached by Hugh Freeze, the former coach of Ole Miss. It's got them playing much better and has them ranked higher and with their best start in program history. I'm going to go ahead and say Liberty gets this win.
Yeah, Liberty's been very impressive this year. I'm actually thinking this team, I think they'll win big to Saturday. I'm going to go with Liberty by 17.
One more college game I guess I'll hit on. USC at Utah. Now, USC has pretty much needed a lot of miracles to escape their first 2 games with wins. Utah hasn't played yet. The question is, do you think does their luck hold out for a 3rd game in a row as they travel to Utah, or is this going to be where the bubble of luck burst for him.
I think USC is going to end up winning over Utah by 28. I know it'll be Utah's first game, and I know Utah still looks kind of strong, but I think USC will just, they'll just blow them out, for their first game of the year.
All right. And as we head to NFL games, this one's a battle for the NFC West lead. This one's tonight, actually. Cardinals at Seattle to face the Seahawks. It's always tough to play in Seattle. It's very tough to beat that team. Cardinals look good, but just can't see them being Seahawks on the road. So I'm going to take Seattle in this one.
I got Seattle by 24 over Arizona. I don't think Arizona will be able to, compete tonight. I have a feeling they're going to have an off game, even though Arizona looks like they're improving compared to last season. Just Seattle's a dangerous team, I think, in the
NFC. Eagles at Cleveland. This is on Sunday, 1:00 game. Cleveland up to a 6-3 start. It's one of their best starts in a while. Eagles, amazingly at 3-5-1, are still in the NFC East lead. I really think that we might actually see the first time a 6-win team winning that division. So I'm going to take Cleveland here over Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia hasn't been as good as I thought they would be. And Cleveland looks like they're taking steps to improving after being like one of the worst teams. I actually think the Browns will win by 7.
All right. Titans at Ravens. Derrick Henry going back to Baltimore for another round against the Ravens in a rematch of the AFC divisional round from last year. Tennessee, I believe they're coming off a loss last week, but I got to think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how does Baltimore game plan for Derrick Henry?
This is a tough one. Because the Titans they're strong. I mean, yeah, Derrick Henry's like one of the best players on the team, obviously. And the Ravens, they have a pretty strong team. They got a great defense. I actually think the Ravens will beat the Titans by 14 over. Yeah, Ravens over Titans by 14. That's all I gotta say. Because Ravens, I think, they're just stronger than Tennessee is.
This one's got my entry. Dolphins at Broncos. Tua, does he stay undefeated as a starter?
This one's. I think Broncos will come out with a win. I think it'll be by 10. The Dolphins are just going to struggle, I think, this game because the Dolphins they've been looking rough the last few years, and I know the Broncos have been really bad this year too. But I think the Broncos have the better offense, and that's what's going to get them to win.
Packers at Colts. Apparently, Indianapolis is favored to win at home in this one, but I'm going to take Green Bay to win this game.
That's going to be easy. I got Green Bay by 21 over the Colts.
Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. And that is still very awkward to say in the first place. I'm still having to get used to it. It's going to be tough to knock off the defending Super Bowl champions here. I'm going to say the Chiefs get this win.
I think this will be an easy win for the Chiefs. I think by at least 28.
And the Monday Night Football game. Los Angeles Rams against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over at Raymond James Stadium. The more I think about it, I'm thinking that even though defensively, I think the Rams I believe they have the number one pass defense, but this is going to be a tough spot because it's a cross-country travel that's one thing I've noticed that tends to affect a lot of NFL teams in past matchups, just like whenever Florida teams go out to San Diego or used to go out to San Diego. I'm actually going to take the Bucs here.
I got the Buccaneers by 14. I think it'll be a little closer because I know the Buccaneers even though they've got a better team, they're not completely. I would say they would be one of the best in the NFC, but the Rams. I think the Rams are a bit overrated as well. But the